Hey there, everyone. Thanks again for tuning into my channel and seeing what I have to say. I really appreciate it. Again, lots of people who are watching, sharing, commenting, liking, subscribing. I love it. I love the feedback. I love hearing from people who are contacting me on Facebook and whatnot. It's great. It's great. So today I'm going to talk about my personal steroid decision. Now, before I start, I do not give medical advice. I am not a doctor. I'm not a health professional. I'm not qualified to give advice on what to do medically. I can, excuse me, I burped. I apologize. I can only tell you what I've done and what I've experienced. So that's what I'm going to do. So if you have a decision to make that is a medical choice, you should make for yourself under the supervision of healthcare professionals and with as much input or as little input from family as you like. All right, cool. So my personal decision on steroids. Wow. So deflazacort came out. That's a common type steroidal drug. Came out when I was pretty young, and I was actually able to join the trial, like the study, and it was a blind study or double blind or whatever with steroids up against deflazacort up against placebo, and both me and my brother entered, and um, one of the stipulations was that both me and my brother would get the same thing, whether it was steroid, deflazacort, or nothing. And so we were on it for a while, and we the it's always hard to know. You don't know what's going to happen if you don't take it, right? But we didn't see a lot of oh, and I was on deflazacort, as it turns out. Sorry, and so was my brother. But we didn't see a lot of huge benefits, and they kept lowering my dose because of the side effects. So, like puffy face, stuff like that, right? Some of the visual ones, behavioral mood swings, changes, appetite, stuff like that. And then there's some others that were, worried about like stunted growth, you know, delayed puberty, things like that, bone density problems. Anyways, so it's pretty young, about 8 or so when we started it. And then about 10 years old, we figured out what it was. And, we kind of had the option to keep going or not. And I decided not to keep going. So I stopped taking the deflazacort and I did not take anything else. Um, for me, it's not a question. Like, everyone asks, like, what's best? What should I do? Like, how could anybody possibly answer such a weirdly unopen or open-ended question? Like, what should I do? What's best? Do what's best for you. Do what you want to do. It's not a is this going to work best or is that going to work best? Um, there's pluses and minuses with any sort of treatment, right? It's a values question. It's what do you want more? Do you want to not have um, side effects? Do you want to strive to hold on to that strength with steroids? Like, what is the question that you want to answer? Because you can't just ask, should I take steroids? Or should I put my son on steroids? I mean, nobody can answer that. You can't even answer that. What you can do is ask and answer the questions that lead you to whether you want to do it or not. You can ask the value questions like, do I want to have to take meds every day? Do I want to deal with this? Do I want to deal with that? And for me, I didn't take the steroids after a couple of years, and I was happy. I'm happy with that choice. Uh, there are things that I did and didn't do that, I kind of look back and I said, well, I think if I did that, I would be slightly better off today. But that's certainly no way to live, to always second guess or regret. Ugh, that's not helpful. Not helpful at all. Um, so you make a choice and you go with it and you live your life. I chose not to do steroids. I chose not to take medications like that. Um, and I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Are there people doing better than me out there? Probably. Are there people who have done I'm doing better than? Of course. But that's the thing about Duchenne muscular dystrophy, especially, is that it can affect people in such different ways, right? Like, just look at me and my brother. My brother passed away when he was 29. I'm 37. I'm still alive. My brother was underweight his entire life. I've been a bit chunky, or more than a bit chunky, my entire life, right? And so it affects everybody differently. You cannot just ask, like, post in a Facebook group, should I put my son on steroids? I mean, the answer is not coming. The answer is not coming. You have to figure out what's important to you, what your values are, what you want to put into your son, and not just drugs, but values and ideas and stuff like that. So, I recommend, if you're struggling with this question, uh, talk to people about talk to people on both sides who did use steroids, who did not use steroids. Talk to people on both sides. Talk about Find out about their experiences. But again, you can't just shoo yourself into those things. You can't create another Josh Courtleaf just by doing what I've done, right? You can't create another whoever just by what they've done. Um, so I want to encourage you to really think about it. Think about what your values are. Think about what's important to you. If you have questions and you want to talk, I'm always available for coaching. A lot of people have been messaging me on Facebook and said, like, hey, can I ask you a question? I don't mind answering a question or two, but when I have hundreds of people asking me questions, I'm going to be honest, it's a bit time consuming. And I'm 37 with Duchenne, almost 38 with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I can get tired pretty easy, right? So if you want to talk to me, I ask you, please book my time. I'm going to support you, but please support me, right? So I appreciate you do that. The link is in the description box below. Also in the description box below is a way to support me, donate a couple bucks to a couple procedures I need to do. I got to go from here near Toronto, Canada, down to Florida. So it's not going to be cheap. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Thank you again for watching this video. Please like it. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell for notifications, because I can see right now that I'm live and there's nobody watching. Now, I don't have tons of followers yet, but I would love it that once I get a few more followers and stuff and subscribers and stuff like that, that when you hit the bell, you'll get notified that I'm going live, right? Which would be really cool. So you can see this video live as I'm making it, and like you can ask questions, and I can, for sure, I'll answer questions in the chat. I'm already. Hey, I'm just doing a live stream. Well, thanks, buddy. That's my roommate, paying the rest of the rent. Such a good guy. So yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. So yeah, hit the bell for notifications and share the video and comment below and share it on your Facebook groups. Share it on Twitter. I'd really like to get this out to as many people as I can. You know what I mean? All right. So thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Support me in any way you can. I'll support you in any way you can. And yeah, I didn't make a lot of videos last week. Feeling a bit under the weather. Hope to pump out 3 or 4 this week. It's Monday. It's a new week. So let's do it. All right. Hashtag Monday motivation. Am I right? Woo! Let's go. MD can't stop us. MD cannot stop us. All right. So thanks for watching. Coach Josh signing off. Peace out. God bless. Papa bless.